Well, good afternoon and welcome to another Autodesk Inventor tutorial. Today we're going to create a feed screw with a transitional flight depth. Now it's easy to create a feed screw with an even flight depth. You simply create a geometry, a cut geometry, and then use the cut coil tool. Okay? But we want a transitional depth. In this case, we're going from 1/4 inch to 50 thousandths. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's create a new part. Let's go into the XY plane, create a sketch, and let's draw a circle, 1.25. And let's go ahead and extrude that out to 4 inches. Okay, let's take a look at that. Also, what we're going to do is we're going to go to wireframe with hidden edges view. And let's go back into our XY plane. Now we're going to create some necessary geometry. Let's go ahead and go 1.25. Let's create a vertical line. And then let's trim this out. Okay, we're going to trim the outside of the arc, or left-hand side of the arc, and leaving the right-hand side of the arc. Okay, we'll call this right. Okay, let's go to the XY plane again. Okay, we'll create a circle again. 1.25. We'll create our vertical line in the center. And we will trim it out. And this time we're going to leave the left-hand side. And we'll call this left. Okay. So now let's begin working on the flight geometry. Now what I've created a basic sketch, and you can see how I have the flight geometry. And what I've done is I've created the transitional depths in each one of these sketches. So we're going from 1/4 inch to 50 thousandths. So let's go ahead and copy this first sketch. Go copy. Let's go into our YZ plane and paste that geometry. Okay. Let's go back into our sketch, and we're going to need this transitional geometry here. Let's go copy. And back into our YZ. And we're going to paste that. And we'll finish that. Now let's choose loft, loft cut. Let's choose our two sketches. Okay. Now we need a guideline for that, or a center line. And we're looking at the left-hand side. Okay. And we're creating our cut. Okay. You can see how it cut into the rod. Okay, so let's go back into our sketch. Let's choose our next transitional geometry. Let's go copy. Go back to our part, XY or YZ plane, excuse me. And paste. Okay, we'll finish that. Let's do another loft cut. We'll choose our sketch. Now we can choose the geometry created by the cut. Okay. And now we're going to create our center line, but this time it's going to be on the right-hand side. We're cutting in the front of the rod. Okay. Let's go back to our sketch. Here's our next transitional geometry. And we go copy. Okay. YZ plane. And paste. Okay. Once again, we go to loft and cut. Choose our sketch and choose the geometry made by the cut. And now we're going to go to the back side of the rod, which is actually the left. We can choose that here. And there we have it. Okay, now let's go to our next geometry. It's our final geometry at 50 thousandths. Copy. Okay, YZ plane once again. And paste. Okay, and loft, cut, choose our sketch and our geometry that's made. We want to choose right. Okay, there we have that cut. Now let's go ahead and finish this out. What we're going to do is we're going to choose the geometry that was created by the cut. Here it is. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and use our coil tool. And you can see it's already chosen the geometry. This is going to be cut. We need to have an axis, Z. Let's look at our coil size. We go pitch and revolution. Our pitch is actually 1.25. Let's go 2 revolutions to make sure it cuts through the end of the rod. And okay. Let's go ahead and go shaded with edges. Okay. And now you can see we've created a rod with transitional cut geometry from 1/4 inch to 50 thousandths. Much like the one we have illustrated here. Well, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and found it informative. And have a good afternoon. Thanks.